Welcome to the Kennel, the home of the #1 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs. A jam-packed McCarthy Athletic Center as we get ready for a top 5 matchup. College basketball is back, and so are the fans.
They are ready to make some noise.
This is one of the best environments we've ever had. This is fantastic.
It's going to be awesome, baby, with a capital A.
And we welcome you to Spokane, the McCarthy Athletic Center, the Kennel. Couple of top 5 teams, #1 Gonzaga and #5 Texas. And we get a treat for you here tonight. John Shambi alongside Fran Fraschilla. Where do you start? You start with Gonzaga for the second straight year, preseason #1, and they've got all sorts of talent.
John, who would have thought 2 decades ago Spokane would be one of the epicenters of college basketball? 6 straight Sweet 16s, a couple Final Fours, and how about these two? Drew Timme on the left, preseason National Player of the Year, and Chet Holmgren. Oh, we can't wait to watch this guy, potentially the #1 pick next June.
Meanwhile, the other side for Chris Beard, back at his alma mater after 5 years at Texas Tech. He's got a lot of talent. How will it fit?
He's a chemistry professor. He said we're not inexperienced, but we are inexperienced at playing together. How about this? 617 starts on this roster. How will it fit together?
We get ready for basketball here in Spokane as Mark Few's team and Chris Beard's team squaring off. #5 Texas. They're the highest ranked opponent ever to play in this building. And there he is, the #1 freshman in the country, possibly the #1 pick in the draft, and Chet Holmgren. They call him a unicorn. He can do so many different things. I mean, you see him put the ball on the floor, he can score, but he'll affect the game in a lot of ways.
7 blocks in his debut, that's a record in the Mark Few era. John, he does everything pretty well, and that's unique for a guy 7'1".
And Drew Timme, a guy who can assert his will down low. We'll see how Texas is able to handle that. We get ready to go. Holmgren will jump for Gonzaga. And it looks like it'll be Christian Bishop, the transfer from Creighton, to jump for Texas. Ready to go here in Spokane. And the Bulldogs control. It's Andrew Nembhard.
This Gonzaga team loves to play through Drew Timme in the low post. There it is.
Timme inside, lost the handle briefly, but put it in.
Little pick and roll action, and they fell asleep on the backside, the Longhorns.
There are the starters for Texas. Of course, Andrew Jones back, so is Ramey. Shot clock under 10. Allen will try and hit. The transfer from Utah who came over and said, I'm getting to play for the best coach in the country in Chris Beard.
And John, that's not his strength, Timme Allen knocking the 3-ball down, but he knocked it down there.
Timme able to pick up the foul, and there is Chris Beard. Back at his alma mater, 5 years, including national runner-up in 2019 with Texas Tech. He's been great wherever he's been.
He has been. He did the Texas two-step from Lubbock to Austin, and he's excited to be there. Remember, former graduate manager for Tom Penders. Many years ago, he's back home.
He's been an expert at building culture. Meanwhile, this guy at the line, Drew Timme, put together an amazing year last year. Preseason National Player of the Year. As Jones pulls down the miss, and Marcus Carr will lead him into the front court.
And this matchup, Nembhard and Carr, John, you notice they go back to 6 years old. They started playing together as kids in Toronto.
Holmgren pulls down the rebound, and Nembhard, hesitation, inside Timme, and he flips it in. Look at those hands.
Great hands. Hard catch, but great hands by Drew Timme.
Allen with the jump stop. Now Carr, step back. Gonzaga basketball.
Watch Nembhard and watch this catch by Timmy. He is as technically sound in the low post as any player I've seen in the last 10 to 20 years, John.
Yeah, there's Mark Few, 22nd season as Gonzaga head coach. They've made 22 NCAA tourneys in a row. They've been in 2 of the last 4 national title games. He's had amazing success. They've won 52 in a row in this building. And there's Timmy again. They just have not figured out a way to stop him here in the early going.
What's got to happen on the backside is you've got to come over if you're Andrew Jones and bump Timmy. There's no alley for him to get that easy to the basket. That is a big mistake early.
Ramey with Bolton on him. Timmy challenges, but a nice job putting it in.
Remember, Jones and Ramey won the Big 12 tournament last year to go along with these 3 transfers.
Roger Bolton off the mark. Rebound pulled down Strother. And then finds Bolton cutting, and he puts it in. We talk about all the transfers for Texas, but Roger Bolton, a transfer from Iowa State, who will certainly make an impact for Mark Few's team. Allen, a 3.
Well, Allen is about a 30% career shooter, even though he's dangerous inside.
Holmgren, in and out. Timmy had it knocked away, and Andrew Jones pushing ahead for Texas. Jones hoists. And an offensive rebound for Christian Bishop.
Good kick out. Remember, the clock goes to 20.
Bishop can't hit. Holmgren another board. Gonzaga, 4-point advantage.
Watch Timmy work inside. Crab dribble to the middle.
Timmy with another bucket. He's got 9 in the early going.
That's what he's added, John. He spent all summer working on the mid-range and the 3 to complement the inside game.
Ramey to the corner, and Andrew Jones. Allen wanders into the paint. Now a kick out. Jones mid-range. And that rolls home. Andrew Jones with the deuce.
Key for Texas early is just stay in this game.
Timmy down low, puts it in.
I don't think Chris Beard wanted to double him this early, but he's going to have to make some adjustments because this kid is like Kevin McHale in the low post.
Marcus Carr, he's been quiet here early. The #1 transfer in the country coming over from Minnesota. He led the Big Ten in minutes last year, and Allen drains 1.
That's where Timmy Allen is most effective. This kid was a first-team All-Pac-12. At 6'5", he gets it done in the paint and in the mid-range.
Five minutes in, and Gonzaga leading it by 4. Nembhard. That one off the mark. This year they're saying they want Andrew Nembhard to talk more and shoot more.
I thought that one was a little quick, John, and defended. See how they're not going to play Timmy Allen on the 3-point line.
Bolton getting tied up. Ramey jumper. And another rebound for Chet Holmgren. Good ball movement. Strother wide open, buries it.
Watch this kid. He's the X factor all season long. The sophomore from Vegas backed up Kispert last year, but they loved his offense.
He had 17 in their opening win against Dixie State, and he mentioned the success, or the growth, I should say, that he had going against Kispert. And what do we have here? Offensive foul, says Chris Rastetter. Break in the action. It's been the Drew Timme show here in the early going. Zags with the lead. Well, the Gonzaga Bulldogs a season ago, preseason #1, they were unbeaten all the way to the national title game, 31-0, and then they ran into Baylor.
Well, Scott Drew and Mark Few are close friends. They wanted to play in December. The matchup didn't happen until the final night of the season. Obviously, Baylor won. These guys are off to the NBA. And Mark Few, probably, John, and not probably, it is the youngest team he's gotten since 2012 when Gary Bell and Kevin Bangos were freshman guards. So it's a little bit of a rebuild for him, and he said, I'm not used to that.
Yeah, Mark Few saying that you take his team this time last year, he said he felt like right about now they were already ready to play an NCAA tournament game. This season, here's a look at the youth. 10 of the 17 are either sophomores or freshmen, and then 4 Frosh could play key roles. Obviously, the spotlight will be right on Chet Holmgren, the #1 recruit in the country.
Drew Timme's taking a rest, but let's see what defensive adjustments they make on him when he comes back.
Anton Watson into the game. Here's Bolton, elbow jumper. Little strong, rebound Carr.
Oh, good tip up, good tip.
And then Nembhard, collision, and it'll be Texas basketball. Chris Beard checking in Jace Febris. Brock Cunningham as Timme sits. And as well, Devin Askew, the Kentucky transfer, into the game.
He's a young man that reclassified to go to Kentucky. This really should be his freshman year of college.
Askew, corner 3. Strother wrestles for it, and it kicks out, and it ends up with Texas. Good fight by the Longhorns. They're down by 7.
One of the things about chemistry with Texas, John, is because some of these guys are good scorers, you don't want them overpassing to be too unselfish.
Ramey pulls up, couldn't hit. Rebound pulled down by Anton Watson. And he's one of their more physical players.
Local kid. Gonzaga prep.
Nembhard way downtown. Got it.
That's what you talked about. Remember, Andrew Nembhard, the transfer from Florida, was going to sit out last year, but the NCAA gave him a break, and Mark Few. He was able to be a great 6th man on that 31-win team.
Febris turns the corner, short on that shot, gets it back, puts it in. Jace Febris, one of the 4 who elected to stay, along with Ramey and, of course, Andrew Jones and Brock Cunningham. Inside, and Watson puts it in. Gonzaga by 10 here, closing in on that 12-minute mark. From the Kennel in Spokane, John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla.
Those two guys know each other. Bolden played 2 years at Iowa State.
They get the foul on Roger Bolton. Our under 12 timeout. Gonzaga leading this one by 10. Gonzaga by 10, 11:54 to go here in the first half. Of course, the Zags led by Mark Few, who became their head coach back in 1999. In the offseason, September 7th, he was cited for a DUI, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Eventually, it was determined a suspension was in order. 2 exhibitions, and then the season opener against Dixie State, October 20th, fined in the community service, and you've gotten a chance to speak to him about it.
Yes, let's put everything in perspective. Luckily, nobody was injured, either him or anybody else on the road that night. He's been very remorseful. He has built up a lot of equity in this community. He's been continuously apologetic. 3-game suspension to me, John, is right. If it was 5, someone would want 7. If it was 7, someone would want 9. I talked to Mike Roth, the former AD who was honored tonight, about this. He said, Mark has built up so much equity in Spokane that most are willing to forgive him.
Febris knocks down the free throw. Jace Febris among Texas's best shooters, and I think if those knees are healthy, and that's been one of the things that's limited him, he certainly will help them, especially from the outside. Drew Timme, by the way, is checked back in for Gonzaga. He's got 11 early points.
Let's just see if Texas makes the adjustment in the low post, because this team Texas has cannot guard Drew Timme one-on-one.
Brock
No way.
Cunningham is on him right now. Hickman, the freshman, gets it down low to Anton Watson. Here's Drew Timme. Look at what he's done tonight.
2 great years already. This kid's going to end up Mr. Zag. He'll go on their Mount Rushmore with guys like Stockton and Morrison. He is a technician in the low post, as fundamentally sound with his footwork as anybody you will see play college basketball.
He's also a native of Texas, by the way. Wasn't really recruited by the Longhorns.
He was not, but remember, that was when they had 3 straight lottery picks on that front line.
Yep. Allen picks up the dribble. Nembhard steps in the passing lane. The steal, the left hand, but he couldn't finish. And now Allen takes it the other way. So he had the steal, but Nembhard couldn't convert.
Great hustle by Febres to get back in that play. I think you got to throw it inside to Trey Mitchell, the transfer from UMass.
Cunningham looking for help. It's Carr with Strother on him. Carr into the paint. This is Mitchell. Shot clock winding down, and shot clock violation. Good defensive possession.
Not only is it good defense, John, this is the problem when you're building chemistry at Texas. All these guys, most of them have been scorers, and they are at times, they did this in the first game against Houston Baptist, too unselfish. They're passing up good looks.
Yeah, they've got a lot of weapons. How will it all fit together? I mean, that is really what Chris Beard's trying to figure out, as Anton Watson ends up putting it in. And a little flop warning right there.
Take a look. I think this is a good call. We got to get this out of the game. Let's watch. There's not enough contact, in my opinion, right there to call a charge. So the first one is a warning. The second one will be a technical foul.
Talking to Chris Beard yesterday at practice, and you could just tell he's excited about this as a test, you know, in terms of the growth of this team and just trying to get better.
No question, John. He said, we're going to win tonight. Win or lose, we're going to know more about our team.
Off the mark from Allen, rebound Nembhard.
When Timmy Allen's shooting threes, it's not good for your offense. He's effective inside.
Timme, great post position. Left hand is good. Just too deep.
Well, too deep, and if you don't double him, he's going to get 40 tonight. Okay?
Well, he's on his way with 13. Carr with the freshman Nolan Hickman on him up top. Biggest lead of the game. It's a dozen for Gonzaga. Carr. Jumper is good.
I like it. Marcus Carr averaged 19 last year. He's got to be aggressive.
Nembhard going to work against his old buddy from Toronto. Step back jumper, got him. I don't know that he had that when he was 6.
I'll tell you what, I talked to both young men. They have not talked since the summer because they knew about this game and they didn't want to let friendships get in the way of competition. How about that?
Almost a takeaway by Watson. Shot clock now at 11 as Carr goes to work on Hickman. Febres, catch and shoot. And a rebound for Gonzaga. They lead by a dozen, under 9 to go first half.
There's no reason to go anywhere else if you're Gonzaga except keep feeding Timmy.
And here is Timme from the free throw line. And a give off here, and the freshman Hickman, and a nice feed by Drew Timme. Timeout, Texas. Well, Well, fans, tomorrow afternoon we have a fantastic women's college basketball doubleheader for you. Number 25, Texas, taking on the defending national champs, number 3, Stanford at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Then it's the home opener for the 8th-ranked Hoosiers. They square off against All-American Ryan Howard at 13th-ranked Kentucky. Both games on ESPN and the app. Drew Timme bleeding a little bit. Gotten hit in the mouth, but Timme in the early going, 13 points. Gonzaga by 14.
18 points in the paint, John. Courtesy mostly of Drew Timme.
Loose ball, Bishop able to track it down. Bishop puts it on the floor, dives after it, loose ball. And the freshman, Sally, ends up getting fouled by Andrew Jones, who's charged with that one.
These fans are going to love Hunter Salas, the young man from Omaha, Nebraska. He's a high flyer, high school All-American.
Yeah, Salas, the number 16 player in the ESPN 100. And as well, another freshman that we talked about, Nolan Hickman, number 24 in the ESPN 100.
He actually committed to Kentucky. He's from Seattle, decided he wanted to be a little closer to home.
Salas is super athletic. There's Timme, a little strong, askew.
Texas needs to find the scorers that can score and stop being too unselfish. This guy can score in the low post. That's his game.
Allen puts it in. And Texas within 12. Ramey up ahead and gets Watson into the air, draws the foul. Texas down a dozen on the other side. Andrew Jones with a nice message for our own Dickie V.
Hey, Coach Vitale, Andrew Jones here from the University of Texas. I know you're going through your battle right now. I just want to let you know we have your back. The entire college basketball is supporting you. You know, we love you so much. All that you have done for the game. You're a true inspiration to me and everybody else out there in the world. You know, you're going to beat this battle and just continue to be strong, baby. Hook 'em.
Andrew Jones knows about that fight. A kid diagnosed with leukemia in January of 18, and pretty cool for him to show that support for Dick Vitale. We know Dick's up and watching.
Yep.
We love you, Dickie V, and we're thinking about you, and I can't wait to see you when we work together in Orlando. But that was great from Andrew Jones.
Absolutely. Andrew was a special guest of honor at one of Dickie V's galas, so Dick knows his story, and you and I have watched this courageous young man, John. You know what's amazing? You talk about running your own race. He played in the McDonald's game in 2016. Ready? Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, Miles Bridges, and Andrew's got a degree now and has had a great Longhorn career with 1 year to go.
Yeah, they've got 5 guys on their team, Texas does, with degrees. 7 of the Texas players turned 22 entering the season. Got to be one of the older Power 5 teams in recent memory. Their average age is about 21 and a half.
There's a double.
Timme inside, and he gets fouled, and Drew Timme will go to the line. He's got 13 in this one.
Let's watch. This is a watch how late the double comes, John. And now you're going to foul him. If you're going to trap Drew Timme, first of all, you can't let him get 2 feet in the paint that easy. But you have to come on the catch. Once he puts it on the floor, he has this unique McHale-like ability to dribble to the middle of the lane, right there at the dotted circle, and put you in spin cycle. You can't guard him one-on-one in there.
Last year, first team All-Conference, second team All-America. He was remarkable in their run to the NCAA tournament. In fact, he averaged 25 points in the 4 games leading up to the national title game. And this year, preseason National Player of the Year, preseason first team All-America.
Now, the one thing Baylor did with him is they were able to throw really athletic big guys at him, and that bothered him. Texas can't do that, so they're going to have to bring double teams if you want to slow him down.
Foul on Nembhard. Gonzaga by 11, 6:45 to go here in the first half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla from the Kennel in Spokane.
Nembhard and Carr not only have known each other since they were little kids, they played on a great Montverde Academy team down in Florida along with R.J. Barrett, that Canadian connection.
Somewhere Dan Shulman is smiling. Jumper there from Ramey.
I like that. I think what you've got to do is look out there now. Allen, Carr, and Ramey and Jones are scorers. They cannot pass up good looks.
Salas here, picks up the dribble, gives to Bolton.
Nope.
Salas had the shot blocked. Timmy. Let's see, they got a foul inside as Timmy was undercut. I think they got Courtney Ramey with that one.
Watch Chris Beard disagrees, but you got to give Timmy room to come down. And unfortunately, the junkyard dog, Courtney Ramey, a little too aggressive right there. You know what you love about Holmgren? He's out there playing, not worried about anything except just moving the ball.
That was Ramey's second, 16 fouls on Texas. Too easy for Timmy. And he's got 16 now.
You think those two guys are going to play well together, high-low? I think so.
Carr, step back, short. Bolton comes up with it. Gonzaga looking to add to an 11-point lead. Roger Bolton handling here. You know, as much as we focus on Texas with the transfers, Mark Few has certainly added a number of big transfers over the years.
Through the years, man. How about Dan Dickau to start with, right?
Bolton rebounds the miss. Feed inside. Sally can't hit. And Salas not able to put it home. Hunter Salas.
Big stretch for Texas now. They got to put 2 or 3 good possessions together.
And now Nembhard the other way.
Notice how Holmgren went straight up, John?
Yep. Nembhard unimpeded to the goal.
You lose Jalen Suggs to the NBA. Andrew Nembhard is a perfect replacement to be this team's leader. Think of all that experience at Florida with the Canadian national team.
Suggs now in the NBA with Orlando. Jalen Suggs, a high school teammate of Chet Holmgren. And that'll go the other way as they got Andrew Jones with that one. Well, fans, Tuesday night, more college basketball. Number 25, Virginia in Houston to take on the 15th ranked Cougars. 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Then the Phil Knight Invitational back, featuring a single matchup. It's BYU squaring off against number 13 Oregon at the Moda Center. That, of course, Phil Knight's alma mater. Both games on ESPN or the ESPN app. Ramey picks up his third. BYU part of this West Coast Conference. Nembhard. Strother can't hit. Timmy the rebound. And it ends up with Carr. Mitchell inside, ball fake, left hand, rebound Strother. And the foul on Brock Cunningham as Julian Strother hits the deck. Our under 4 timeout. 13-point advantage for number 1. It's a top 5 matchup here in Spokane.
Worth, Seth, we've seen it. Mark Few has been to 22 straight NCAAs, and the culture is certainly ingrained in this program. And John, it started out with local kids from the Northwest, the Dan Dickaus, the transfers, the Corey Violettes, the Matt Santangelos. Then it was the international kids, right? Tommy Lloyd is gone. He's the new head coach at Arizona. He was the pipeline. Now it's top 50 guys.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you look, since '99, this guy's got the highest winning percentage in all of college basketball. And again, 22 straight NCAA tourneys in this building. They've won 52 straight. Last time they lost a game here at the Kennel, January 18th of 2018 against St. Mary's. This building opened in 2004. It's, I mean, one of the great atmospheres you'll find anywhere.
It really is. One of the great student sections as well. That St. Mary's team won 30 games that year. A little pressure here now by the Zags. A little 1-2-2. What I call a nuisance press.
Carr gets it into freshman Jalen Tyson, who has checked into the game. He's going to end up being a really good player for Chris Beard's team.
Absolutely. He's going to have to run his own race, but I love his future.
Biggest lead for Gonzaga, it's 15. Carr, shot clock winding down. Carr looking for some space.
Nope, too late. That's what we talked about, John. They've almost been overly unselfish tonight. And it doesn't hurt that Chet Holmgren is in that back line, even though he doesn't have a blocked shot yet. Let's watch a couple possessions ago. This kid, Trey Mitchell, is a beast inside, and he's got to shoot over the length of 7-1, and that's not the A-10 now. That's Chet Holmgren, a potential first pick in the draft. So no stat line tonight, but still having an impact.
Nembhard to Bolton. Bolton turns the corner, gets inside and puts it in off the glass. Quick move.
Mark Few likes this kid because of all his experience.
Ramey goes baseline to the corner. Jones answers with a triple. And somebody needs to fix the net. And there's...
I would recommend Chet Holmgren to do that, but let's watch Rasir Bolton now. In his 3 games against Texas at Iowa State, he averaged 11 a game. But there you see his speed getting downhill. And again, when we talked to, I was here last week for a couple of days and talked to Coach Few. He said, what this kid brings us is the experience my young guys don't have. Very much like what Beard is looking for from his transfers.
Chipped out of bounds, it'll stay with Gonzaga. And again, yeah, you're looking at, I mean, besides Holmgren, I think Mark Few is hoping that Hunter Salas and Nolan Hickman make an impact. I think you're going to see Caden Perry eventually get minutes that impact this team as well.
Absolutely, a freshman in Battleground, Washington. He is a beast.
Timmy muscles inside, flips it up and in. Too easy.
He's having fun right now. Yep, he does not think you can guard him one-on-one. And you know what? So far, he's right.
18 points for Timmy as Carr wanders in, guarded by his buddy Andrew Nembhard. Cunningham will try a 3. Gets it to go. They needed that.
Texas needs a mini run here to stay in this game.
He puts it on the floor, spinning, and that'll go. 20 first half points for the preseason National Player of the Year.
That was all footwork right there.
Allen couldn't hit. Holmgren rebounds.
Watch this guy handle it. It's over.
And Holmgren is fouled, or I should say Timmy is fouled on the feed from Holmgren.
This guy doesn't just have educated feet, he's got a PhD. Watch, that's the crab dribble. The crab dribble brings him to the center of the lane, and then he puts you in the spin cycle. Watch the footwork. It's textbook, John. When I say Kevin McHale, we're not talking about him being one of the 75 greatest players ever. So few players understand the low post game like this kid does.
That's 21 for Drew Timmy.
This is a kid whose dad played at SMU, Matt Timmy. Played about 80 games at SMU, and Drew told us last week, there you see Matt right in the middle. He said, I couldn't score on my dad in the driveway when I was younger, and I had to develop my footwork and my guile and my craftiness to score over my dad. Well done, Dad.
Yeah.
You did well.
22 first-half points. I just want him to come out of his shell a little bit and be a little more demonstrative with the crowd, you know? Out of bounds, Texas basketball.
I know it's been the Drew Timme show in the first half, but this kid is Mr. Zad. He will go down as one of the greats to ever play here. And that's part of it. He loves playing the game.
Love it.
Hey, why not have fun?
Yeah.
That's why you play college basketball.
Believe it. Preseason National Player of the Year. And it is all Gonzaga as we close in on the 1-minute mark. Ramey hesitates, wouldn't go. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Gonzaga basketball. 1:08 to go here in the first half.
What I want to see from Texas over the next 21 minutes is fight and competitiveness, the way we're used to with Chris Beard teams. They've gotten punched in the mouth. We'll see if they respond.
Yeah, a tall task tonight against the #1 team in the country that is uber talented. 24 NBA scouts here this evening. Strother backs it out. Now Nembhard. So run a little bit of clock, a little more deliberate. Timme kick to the corner. Out of bounds. And they say that's off Brock Cunningham. So it'll be Gonzaga basketball.
Take a look right here. Timme not only is playing tonight, he's officiating as well. He made sure that he let John Higgins know it was off Cunningham.
Inside Watson. In close, couldn't hit, and Cunningham pulls it down. And now it's Marcus Carr. 4 seconds of difference, shot clock to game clock. 17-point advantage, Brandon. It's been all Gonzaga.
First lesson of the season for Texas will be in that locker room at halftime. We will see how they respond.
Carr, step back. Short, out of bounds. And with 3.3 to go here in the first half, Gonzaga basketball.
I wonder if they're going to use Mark's timeout here. Yep, use it or lose it. It goes away if you don't use it, so why not?
So Mark Few will gather his group together. 44-27.
Impressive, John.
Yeah, no doubt.
I did not expect this. Mark has, again, last week and this week, all he's talked to us about is how young his team is.
Yep. Now, one of the things, at least through this half of basketball, that is a thread from last year, you'd have to say last year's team was one of the better offensive teams we've seen, maybe in the history of college basketball, in terms of efficiency, in terms of just bludgeoning teams.
Well, the thing you love about Gonzaga through the years is they've had big guys, they've had great guard play, they've had wings, and Mark Few, who's heading to the Hall of Fame someday, they can beat you so many different ways depending on the talent. Right now, he's got a great low post score. Look at that.
Drink that in for a second.
It's amazing.
55% as a team. 91 points per game, and the scoring margin is Holmgren with Cunningham on it.
Yeah, keep your eye on Holmgren. Now they're not going to go to him.
Nembhard had it knocked away. Bolton at the buzzer. Got it! Oh, boy. The punctuation mark on the first half.
What were they doing today at the end of shoot around, John?
Yeah, half-court shots.
Half-court shots. Everybody got a chance. Rasheed and Bolton didn't make one today, but he made one when it counted.
It's a 20-point advantage, 47-27 at the break. Time for the E-Trade halftime report. Here's Kevin Connors and Seth Greenberg. Gentlemen. Back here in Spokane. Number 1 Gonzaga leading number 5 Texas by 20, 47-27. Lots of fun. The fans enjoying themselves with those. So is that guy, Drew Timme. As soon as he learns to express himself just a little bit. Great first half of the preseason National Player of the Year. John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla with you courtside. I don't think there's any other way to put it, but unstoppable, right? 22 first half points.
Yeah. Can I do a flex? I'm going to do a little flex here for Drew Timme. You know what? We knew that he's a hard handle, and Texas has no answers. They decided not to double him, and they don't have anybody one-on-one that can guard him. First play of the game, pick and roll breakdown. Watch the footwork in the post. Up and under. Now, this is not new. He did this all last season. Dropping a dime as well. Watch him dribble it in from the high post. Yes, he did travel here, got away with it. But for the most part, he has been unstoppable.
All right, so look at the first half stats. Gonzaga, Timme with 22, including 11 in the first 4:15 of the game. Gonzaga the advantage in the paint, 26-4. And the Zags have only turned it over twice. I think for Chris Beard, at least part of it is going to be finding a solution at the offensive end, finding a little more flow and a little more cohesiveness.
Yeah,
right?
I think when you have 7 guys on your team that have averaged 11 points or more at various schools, what's happened is something I said might happen, and that is they're too unselfish. Hey, one other thing, John. Chet Holmgren has not scored tonight. He's got 4 rebounds. I don't think he has a care in the world about that because they don't need him to score when his partner in crime has 22.
Mitchell cutting and a little bit strong rebound inside by Allen.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think Holmgren got a piece, but then Allen showed that real determination, was able to put it in. +1, he'll go to the line.
This is the toughness Texas has to play with. And by the way, this is what Timmy Allen did at Utah. He is an inside-out player, and he's not at his best shooting those threes like he did early in the game. Watch the fight. I would be shocked if Texas doesn't make this a game in the second half with their competitiveness.
Timmy Allen, who transferred from Utah, native of Mesa, Arizona. His brother Teddy, big-time scorers over at New Mexico State.
That's right. Former West Virginia Mountaineer.
One gets away. It's a turnover, just the 3rd turnover by Gonzaga in the game. Ramey.
See, I thought Courtney should have taken that to the rim, but misses the J.
Timme pulls down the rebound, and Gonzaga into the front court. Demhart.
Let's see if they double.
Timme inside. And 2 more. That's too easy.
Yeah, and the problem is when you're going to double him, you have to come early. The first 2 double teams tonight have been too passive. Take it at the shot blocker.
Trey Mitchell here inside.
That's
gets
it.
Holmgren
Exactly.
in the air, and he draws the foul.
Let's go back and watch this double, John, a second time tonight. See, they ought to come right now from the baseline. By the time Allen gets there, he's a non-factor against the guy that this is technically sound. Now, John, when I coached against shot blockers, like Trey Mitchell just did, we don't back away from him. We take it through his chest. Okay, we punch a hole in his chest and make him foul us. And that's what Trey Mitchell has to do the second half.
Trey Mitchell, A-10 first teamer. Averaged 18.8 points a game and 7.2 rebounds. As he knocks that one down, 17-point game. Just getting going second half. The Zags have dominated Gonzaga and gotten 24 from Drew Timme.
He's open.
Inside, off the glass, and good. He's got 26.
That's another pick and roll breakdown. Mitchell came out, never got back in time, and no help from the weak side. Pick and roll is 5-man defense.
Mitchell working on Holmgren. I think they get the foul on Rasir Bolton.
Again, if you're Trey Mitchell, you cannot baby the ball up there. You have to take it right through Chet. Watch Chet hold his ground right now. He's going to stay vertical.
Chet Holmgren goes 7 feet tall. He's listed at 195 pounds. Mitchell puts it on the floor. Kick to the corner, and Marcus Carr has been fairly quiet in this one. Carr gets into the paint, uses the ball fake, step back, got it. And Carr with 2 more. He's got 4 in the game.
Good aggressiveness by Texas on the offensive end. I said earlier, John, Timmy could get 40 if they don't double team him. Got 26.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, look at this. This is a joke now. This is just bad defense by Texas. And do you notice where Holmgren is? On the baseline in that dunker spot. He's going to make a killing this year from that spot.
One of the things Drew Timme talked about is how excited he was to play with Chet Holmgren.
Might be.
Yeah, believe it. But one of the things with Holmgren is good passer, shot blocker, all of it. Let's see what they got here. And they get a foul on Trey Mitchell.
What's going to happen this season for Gonzaga is the more coverage teams allot to Drew Timme, it's going to open up the offense for Chet Holmgren. I love the fact that Chet has forced nothing tonight. He hasn't had to.
He's taken 2 shots. He's 1 for 2. Bolton jumper, got him. Number 1 against number 5, and it is all number 1. Gonzaga with the lead. Carr. And a rebound by Bishop, and Holmgren fouls him.
And that's a good job by Christian Bishop. He gathered himself on the backside, and he took it back up strong. Holmgren will block some shots. He blocked 7 in the opener, but you have to get him in foul trouble.
Holmgren picking up his 2nd foul. And the kid from Minneapolis, number 1 player in the ESPN Top 100, the highest ranked recruit in the history of this program, and teammates in high school with Jalen Suggs, Dad Dave, 7-footer himself. He played 4 years at Minnesota.
Yep. I was a young assistant at Ohio State his senior year at Minnesota. Remember Dave, a banger. Remember, Chet was also the MVP of the FIBA Under-19 World Championship. First time tonight, Texas changes defenses. With a little zone.
Holmgren jumper wouldn't go, and now Ramey into the front court. Hesitation. Kick out Febres. Got it.
That's
Jace Febres buries that one.
193rd 3 of his career. Remember, he was a one-time starter for Shaka Smart prior to microfracture surgery.
Break in the action. Gonzaga at home. They've won 52 in a row here at the Kennel. Gonzaga leading this one by 17. And the home fans are dancing. How about the upcoming schedule? So they're taking on number 5 tonight, and still just in November, 2 more top 10 matchups. You get Alcorn State, Bellarmine, Central Michigan, and then number 2 UCLA, number 9 Duke. That is a rough schedule in the early going.
Remember, those 2 games will be in Las Vegas. Gonzaga has dominated WCC play through the years. Their non-conference schedule obviously really good. By the way, WCC with huge wins last night. Out of conference.
Santa Clara beat Stanford.
Hammered him. San Diego, the Toreros knocked off Nevada out in Reno.
Ramey gets into the paint, uses the ball fake, and then gives it off to Bishop, who puts it in.
Got to take it right through him. Like I said, he'll block some, but you got to make him pay by fouling you.
Timmy used the ball fake. And they'll get the foul on the floor. And a reminder, on Tuesday, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff. Top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys will break them down from top to bottom. We'll have coaches' reactions as well as a live interview with committee chairman Gary Barta, the University of Iowa AD. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, ESPN, and the ESPN app, one tap.
Texas Longhorns scored 56 tonight, John. And Kansas scored 55.
How about Baylor knocking off Oklahoma?
Great win. Dave Aranda has done a remarkable job in a couple of years. Cincinnati and Luke Fickell, all those teams fighting for that playoff spot. Got to be happy that Oklahoma lost. Shelby Metcalf, the great coach at Texas A&M, used to say about basketball, because he coached at a football school, you always want to be good in basketball when football is not good. And, right now, this Texas team, not as good as we expected.
Got the foul of Brock Cunningham. And so Anton Watson go to the line. This is a kid that gives them some physicality. And you mentioned local, he's from Spokane, played at Gonzaga Prep.
He's the only, he's a 3-year guy, which is a rarity in this program. A lot of these kids grew up going over to John Stockton's warehouse where he's got those courts. This community loves its basketball, high school wise. Certainly the Zags here on campus.
Hard give off, Jones take away. Strother has it. Strother up ahead. Could not finish, and it's out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball. Speaking of John Stockton, there he is.
You see the Stocktons right there. John, what a career, obviously. Many of his children, outstanding players. Michael still playing overseas. David in the G League. His youngest son, Sam, played here last week for Lewis and Clark State. They got a really good program there at NAIA. And he committed a foul. And Jim Meehan, a longtime writer here in Spokane, Spokesman Review, turned to me and said, that's the first foul ever called on a Stockton in this building. But a great family, a first family of basketball in this area.
Nembhard, shot clock is under 10. Watson can't hit.
Texas needs a 7-0 run somewhere. And I still think they're passing up shots.
Gonzaga by 17. Carr wandering and a kick ball.
I was at practice in September, John, and all Chris Beard has harped on was playing together.
Yep.
I think sometimes you can sell the togetherness so much that players get out of what their strengths are, and he will figure it out. It may not be this week, but I believe this Texas team will figure it out. Too much talent.
Number 5 team in the country, the highest ranked team ever to play in this building. Highest ranked opponent, I should say. And a turnover right there as Ramey tracks it down over and back. And for Chris Beard, back at his alma mater, I love the phrase he used. He said, it's a Monday night program, and look at the experience. I mean, all these guys combined 9,500 points, 612 starts. That's entering the season, over 20,000 minutes. And you're talking about, by the way, there are 8 guys on this roster who have career highs of 25 or better.
Yes, yes. And they're trying to figure out how to play with that kind of offense together.
Yeah.
And what we've seen tonight is a little bit of overpassing, some unsure decisions, and they're also playing against the #1 team in the country. I would be nervous if I had Gonzaga on the schedule despite the youth.
Nemhard can't hit. Timme offensive rebound.
Watch him clear out, watch the dribble middle.
Had a rare miss for Drew Timme. Only his second miss of the night. He's 11 for 13 from the floor. And Timme leads all scorers with 26. Gonzaga's been in control thanks to Timme. Good feed inside as Mitchell was able to find Allen.
Those two guys will get it done inside this year. Timmy Allen is hard to guard.
Shot contested. Offensive rebound, and Watson puts it in. No, wave it off.
Yep, foul on the floor. If you think Antoine Watson is a big kid, wait till you see Caden Perry. But watch here. Good footwork. There's a jump. Look at Watson work underneath. Anytime Timmy goes middle, Watson goes under opposite to anticipate the miss.
13:09 to go second half. And the Zags by 15. Strother, and that one short. The three has not really been part of the arsenal. They're just 4 for 14 from the three-point line. And they get the foul on Julian Strother. Gonzaga's won 30 or more games 5 straight years.
Amazing. 33 wins this season and 6 straight Sweet 16s. Remember, possession away from winning the 17 national title against North Carolina.
Cunningham will try. And that one rims out. Offensive rebound. And does that count?
I don't think they're going to count it, unfortunately. Let's see. Nope. Good hustle by Febres.
Really good job inside. Febres tied up.
Watch him right here. That's close. But you could see, good job by Chris Rastatter right there. He called that whistle right away.
So no basket. Well, they've been boisterous here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. That's a travel as Jones moved the foot. And Gonzaga basketball. It's been a fairly clean game in terms of the turnovers. I mean, combined 14.
This is a Final Four level officiated crew as well.
Nemhard gets that to Watson out of bounds. Mentioning Andrew Nemhard, his younger brother Ryan, a freshman at Creighton. Speaking of freshmen, Chet Holmgren still on the bench. Holmgren in this one,
wow,
with just 2.
How about that play?
He's got 28 now. His career high is 30. Allen inside, hesitates, wouldn't go, and down Nemhard.
You know Timmy's going to be playing pickup ball when he's 50, right? And he's going to run just as fast, by the way.
To the corner, Askew, got it.
They are not within striking distance yet, but there is a lot of time left.
Worth noting, by the way, they are playing without Dylan Dessou, who's a transfer from Vanderbilt. He led the SEC in rebounding last year. He's coming back
pretty soon.
Knee surgery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Worked out last night. We watched him.
Nemhard, little floater, wouldn't go. Rebound. Texas, and the Longhorns go the other way.
That's it. That's what
and
you do.
just like that, it's a 12-point game. So the Longhorns making a run. 10:46 to go here, second half. The Zags with the lead. It's a dozen. Well, you look at the Texas Longhorns this year, Fran Fraschilla, they got 6 of the top 30 transfers, so a lot of talent.
Yes, Chris Beard got this job early April, went right to work, convinced these guys to spend their final year. Most of them are seniors in Austin, trying to build this program in his image. And it is a process. It will get done. This guy's been a head coach at 8 different places, including a couple JUCOs. He's used to putting together a roster quickly. He did it at Texas Tech. And you can see tonight the scoring, the recruits, 21 points, the transfers, 27.
Yep.
And John, I just found out that Kansas actually beat Texas in football. And when I worry about Texas going to the SEC, will they become the Nebraska of SEC football? Wow. Kansas won in Austin. Can't believe it.
Bolton gets inside, off balance, and a rebound pulled down by Ramey.
This is huge, John. They can get it to 10, and you know they're not going to quit.
Well, you know a Chris Beard team will play hard from start to finish. They have. Febres, that's a 3.
Oh, he needed that one, didn't he?
And Cunningham flying in. Texas ball when we return, down a dozen. Great student section here at Gonzaga and Tent City. Yeah, they camped out. Look at all those colors. And yeah, number 9 to get in. So they hand out the numbers to say, okay, who gets a chance to come in first, second, and then you find your spot, and then you're there. You're in just a sea of people, and you're wearing overalls, and you're making signs, and you're jumping up and down to every time we touch.
It's great. Dave Pash and I, 2 young broadcasters, back in '03, we did the last 2 games in the Kennel, which is still open next door, the Martin Center. Here's the amazing thing about Gonzaga. In the late 90s, the school was struggling financially. Dan Monson first, and Billy Greer, and Leon Rice, and of course Mark Few, and then later Tommy Lloyd, rebuilt this basketball program to a point now where we're at the hotel today and there's kids visiting campus from Southern California. This has become an extremely fun and place to go to school, and obviously it's a great academic institution. Basketball is not the most important part of this house, but it's the part people see first.
Zags cold right now. 1 for their last 11 from the floor. Timmy trying to solve that. Up and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line.
There's that crab dribble, John. His job is to get to the dotted circle. It's not dotted, it's just a restricted arc. And once he gets it deep, he can turn and jump hook or spin and go opposite. We're going to explain what a crab dribble is in a second. You ever see a crab move sideways?
I am familiar with crab's
work. Okay, so let's
yes.
watch. This is why we call it a crab dribble. He's going to take the ball and bounce it between his legs like a crab moving sideways. And so once he gets to the restricted arc, he can either turn middle, which he does and gets fouled, or we've seen him so well spin baseline away from the pressure.
Rattles it home, that's 30. And it matches his career high.
Holmgren's done a nice job of fronting.
Ramey inside. Left hand, little wild. Mitchell pulls it down. Out of bounds, Gonzaga ball.
That's an example right there where I thought Courtney could have got to 10 or 12 feet and just pulled up. He got himself in too much traffic. First time tonight we're seeing a little pressure. Look at these two young guys guarding each other. School, known each other for 15 years.
Mitchell does well to knock it out of bounds. 9 on the shot clock. Gonzaga by 13. Texas hanging around. Timmy going to work on Mitchell. And a little strong. Pulled down by Allen. Here come the Longhorns. Marcus Carr with just 4 points. And let's see what they have here.
The foul was on Holmgren, and they're over the limit. Just watch now. They get hung up right here.
Holmgren with 3 now. Trey Mitchell. Misses the second. Timmy pulls down the rebound for Drew Timmy, his 7th rebound of the game.
How about Andrew Nembhard? He's just cool, calm, collected out there.
Yeah, they're really steady. Carr almost took it away, and they'll go jump ball in the possession arrow, and it'll stay with Gonzaga.
I don't think these guys have said a word to each other.
I feel like they haven't even looked at each other.
Yes, yep. Remember, if you're just joining us, they've known each other since they were 6 years old.
Marcus Carr, Andrew Nembhard.
Yep.
In Toronto.
Claude Nembhard, Andrew's dad, is here tonight. He saw Marcus playing at halftime of a Andrew Wiggins game, and he said, I want to coach that kid. It's kind of interesting that he's here tonight, and there's that career high, continuing to grow.
Good job by Timmy using the rim to protect himself. Mitchell way downtown, got it, and he drills a 3. He needed that. Trey Mitchell.
You can do that, John. He shot about 37, 38% last year at UMass.
Bolton jumper and buries a 3.
Great addition from Iowa State.
Carr not able to hit, out of bounds, and it'll be Gonzaga basketball. 7:38 to go and a 14-point advantage for the Zags. Well, a lot of talent on the floor, and with that, a lot of scouts in the building. And there they are, second row behind the media, but all those guys, 24 of them, and here to take a look at, among others, Chet Holmgren and...
Mainly Chet Holmgren,
yeah.
John, mainly.
Yep.
But Chet Holmgren, 2 points, 4 rebounds tonight, means absolutely nothing. Take a look, a couple years ago, Steph Curry camp, watch this kid, 7'1", whoop, crossover to the rim. Slams it home. There you go. What about tonight? Watch the move again. At 7'1", John, he grew up as a 3rd grader. His AAU coach made him a guard, not knowing he would grow to be 7'1". And this is a different game that he is playing tonight than what he'll play in the NBA. When you play in college with the crowd in the lane, it's like trying to navigate the Hudson River. The NBA is like the Atlantic Ocean. There's way more space.
That was his dad, Dave, with the video camera.
Yeah, they are. The scouts are not worried about this guy's stats. Trust me. Look at this.
Timmy inside, rolls it home, 2 more, and he's got 34.
It's been easy, John, honestly.
And I believe, yeah, they got Nolan Hickman, the freshman from Seattle, on the foul.
Drew Timmy reminds me of Tyler Hansbrough in that I don't think he's going to leave after this year. He'll test the waters. I think he'll come back for a 4th year. And like Hansbrough, like Christian Laettner, I think he's going to go. He has a chance to go down as one of the great 4-year college players of the last 30 years because nobody stays that long anymore.
Under 7 to go here, second half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla in Spokane. Number 1 Gonzaga taking on number 5 Texas. Timmy inside working on Cunningham.
Look.
Counted. Wow.
Crazy. Can't guard him one-on-one. Not this team. Watch the footwork now. That right foot on the ground is allowed to be lifted off as long as he releases. It looks awkward, but 36 points, man.
Unbelievable. He's got 10 of their last 13 after the lead closed to 11.
Well, he came in to tonight on many people's preseason National Player of the Year list as the leader.
Yeah.
Tonight, he extends the lead.
Well, I mean, he's the guy that you see most commonly picked.
Yes. And this will obviously help dramatically. See, Timmy Allen's got to shoot that.
Febres too strong.
Whoa.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I beg your pardon, Jace Febres. And timeout Texas after that 3 rattles home. So a 16-point game, 6:28 to go. And here from Spokane, number 1 team in the country, Gonzaga. They were unbeaten all the way to the national title game last year, and then Baylor took them out.
Scott Drew's club hammered them, actually, in a game that we were expecting in December. Both coaches tried desperately throughout the year to play that game. They're friends. And then they happened to meet, ironically enough, in the final game of the season. And in that game, Baylor's front line had too much strength. We're talking about everyday John, Flo Thamba, for Timmy to do what he's doing tonight against the Longhorns.
This is one of the better student sections you're going to find anywhere, and that includes Duke,
anywhere.
Kansas, anywhere. All right, Tuesday night, more college basketball. Number 25, Virginia taking on number 15, Houston. That'll be at 8 Eastern, and then the Phil Knight Invitational, BYU, and number 13, Oregon at the Moda Center. Both games on ESPN and the ESPN app. Tonight, it has been the Drew Timme Show, 37-7 as Nembhard gives off. And they go possession arrow, and it'll go back the other way.
You know, I just saw something tonight I didn't expect. 4 guys quadruple teamed him right there. Finally. You know, we mentioned it a couple of times, but Andrew Nembhard has been
steady,
unassuming, just out there running the team. Stats don't matter. 7 points, 2 assists, but incredibly solid.
Kid from Canada who you mentioned his relationship with Marcus Carr, but he indirectly has a tie-in to the Gonzaga program. As a kid, he would go watch Kevin Pangos play in high school, and he's friends with the Pangos family.
Well, remember, a couple of years after that, when he was at Florida in high school at Montverde, he played on the Canadian national team for Nick Nurse before he transferred, with Kevin Pangos and Kelly Olynyk. So don't think they didn't recruit him a little bit.
Well, at the other end, good work by the freshman Hickman.
You and I talk about this a lot, John. In fact, we probably did a game 12 years ago when we said Melvin Edging at Iowa State, we said this, a decade from then, I said in the next 10 years, Toronto would have the best high school basketball in North America. And I think that's true. Toronto, Canada right now, they have 150, not Toronto, but the country has 150 players, Division I players from Canada, and the vast majority from Ontario.
Yep.
It's incredible what's happened up there. Immigration, you know, Andrew, Wiggins, Marcus, they're all of Jamaican descent. Vince Carter, the Raptors, the formula has been extraordinary.
16-point advantage for Gonzaga, and Bolton blocks Carr out of bounds it'll stay with Texas.
You know what I like about Rasir Bolton? He fits in perfectly. This kid in 3 seasons at Iowa State and Penn State won a total of 28 games. Is he going to be excited this year playing in this building?
Ramey hesitates, gets inside, wouldn't go. Bolton pulls it down. Bolton the other way, and the finger roll wouldn't go, and then a foul as Holmgren came flying in. I think they get the freshman, yeah, and it'll be number 4 on him.
Chris Beard told us last night he may not play against a better front line all season in this group. And Chet Holmgren comes out, Anton Watson comes in, and folks haven't seen Caden Perry yet, who's going to be a monster someday.
Yeah, no doubt. So here's Carr at the other end as Texas in the bonus.
Chris Beard told us, John.
That's Caden Perry there.
Yeah,
just
number 20.
Yep.
Chris Beard told us yesterday, we're going to win this game no matter what happens, whatever the scoreboard says, because we're going to find out about our team. They're finding out that they still have work to do.
Yep. Bolton wide open, buries it. Rasir Bolton with 3 more. He's got 16. Allen hoists and hits. Timmy Allen's had a nice game. He's got 18.
And I think he's going to get more and more comfortable. I think he's going to be the go-to scorer for this team this season. I think he's passed up opportunities to shoot tonight.
Allen, who averaged a little over 17 a game for Utah. He was first team all Pac-12. Watson puts it on the floor, tries to bully his way to the basket. He traveled.
The student section, John, getting a little boisterous around us.
Yes.
Little boisterous.
Carr, step back, jumper, got it. And Marcus Carr with the triple.
It's 11.
Yep.
Anything can happen.
It's getting interesting again here at the Kennel.
Texas a +9 in the second half.
Watson at the elbow. Hickman can't hit.
Look at that.
Rebound inside, and that's huge. Anton Watson, the putback.
That might be the game right there. 3 burnt orange jerseys, 1 white. Watson gets it done.
Ramey had it and then had it knocked away, and Gonzaga into the front court up by 13. 3:35 to go. Nembhard. Hickman launches, buries that one. Nolan Hickman, we talked about the good freshman Mark Few has put together, and not just Holmgren. You're talking about Hunter Salas.
Well, Hickman, that's 206 right there. That's Seattle. That is a great basketball hotbed, and he decided to stay home after originally committing to John Calipari. And as long as he and Salas run their own race, they're going to be tremendous zags.
Yeah.
They don't need to make it all happen right away.
Nembhard inside, flexes, puts it home.
Impressive.
And Chris Beard calls timeout. The lead is 18. Adam Morrison, the Zags color guy. Is tonight a record night? We'll explain when we return.
Get excited, Adam.
Back in Spokane, 84-66. And yeah, there hangs the number 3 of Adam Morrison, one of the best players in the history of this program, National Player of the Year. He's the color man on the radio, and he holds the scoring record for this building. 42 is the record.
That's not a surprise.
No.
And there you see the numbers.
Turiaf with 40, and Timmy here tonight with 37. And Timmy doing it, by the way, on 15 of 19 from the floor. Yikes.
Texas had no answer.
Yeah.
The double teams came late. I think that if you don't have physicality with him, you're going to have to trap him going forward.
At least part of the reason Baylor had success in that national championship game, their physicality against Gonzaga.
Absolutely. They also made Drew Timme guard away from the basket, which was to their advantage.
Nice move by Askew, puts it off the glass and in.
And Texas is going to use even these last 2 minutes to continue to fight. We will see a different Texas team, and we're going to see a kid coming in. That's an amazing story, John, for Texas. And it's not garbage time for Chris Beard. This kid will play this year.
Demhart hesitating. Trying to throw it down was Watson, and they get the foul on Marcus Carr.
And I think what has to happen right now, the substitute in the game is wearing a white t-shirt. Not part of the uniform, so he's going to take the shirt off and put the jersey on. Coming into the game is a young man named Tristan Lincoln, who spent 3 weeks outside Chris Beard's office wanting to be a grad assistant.
Yep.
They saw him every day. He started to help them with recruiting visits, and they have a creative department that helps with recruiting, so his nickname is Creative. Here's the great story. He was a D2 All-American at Sul Ross State. They found out he still has eligibility, and John, he's more than a walk-on. He is a tremendous practice player.
Yeah, D2, 36, his career high.
Yeah. Creative, remember that name.
Yeah.
And I think he's got an inside shot at being a grad assistant next year. Something tells me.
Right. Close in a minute to go in this one, and the preseason #1 team in the country proving its case against number 5. Loose ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Gonzaga. A couple of Longhorns banged into each other hard there. Avery Benson is going to check in, who followed Chris Beard from Little Rock, where he was offered a scholarship to Texas Tech, became a walk-on at Texas Tech, earned a scholarship, and now follows him to Texas.
That kid needs an NIL deal from Cabela or Bass Pro Shops. He's an avid hunter and fisherman. Let's get him a NIL deal. Take a look. Grizzly Adams.
There he is.
Yep. Great competitor.
And he's a guy.
Love the hair, man.
One of the few really that can explain Chris Beard to these guys. What, you know, the culture, etc. I mean, they know his resume of being one of the best coaches in the country, but for Avery Benson, he's a guy who's experienced it firsthand.
Yeah. Yep. Also a graduate. Well, the last time Chris Beard and Mark Few hooked up as coaches, it was in 2019 in Anaheim. Texas Tech knocked Gonzaga out from going to the Final Four, and that was the year Texas Tech made it there, lost in the finals. These two guys are friends. They'll return the game next year in Austin at the beautiful new Moody Center, John, that's being built.
That'll be open in April of 22. All right, tomorrow afternoon, we have a fantastic women's college basketball doubleheader. Number 25, Texas, and the defending national champs, number 3, Stanford. That'll be at 3 Eastern. And then number 13, Kentucky, number 8, Indiana. That comes your way at 5 Eastern. Both games available on ESPN and the app. Well, credit to the students here at the kennel. They've been alive and dressed to the nines, making noise, supporting their guy, Drew Timme. Fired up a career-high 37. His night is over, and the number 1 team in the country Sports Center coming your way next. I have a feeling you're going to see some Drew Timme highlights.
That's a given.
And a lob, and that one put down by Bishop.
Creative's out there looking like he could be a Stockton.
Tristan Lacombe. Watson will try. Missed by a lot. Bishop the board. Now Askew. As the clock winds down, Askew flips it up and in. Devin Askew with 9. Up to Bolton, and that will do it. Number 1 Gonzaga wins this one by a dozen. Mark Few's team now 2-0. And Chris Beard's group gets roughed up a little bit on the road, but good things still to come for Texas.
Chemistry lesson tonight. They're going to keep learning a lot, but we saw the number 1 team in the country, John, and maybe the player of the year.
86-74 the final. It's now 53 straight here at the kennel for Gonzaga. For Fran Fraschilla and our entire crew, I'm John Jambi. Thanks for joining us here at Spokane. Time down for Sports Center. Ashley Brewer, Stan Barrett. Take it away, guys.